All good? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. We will take questions for Christian. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. All right, Mike, we'll kick it off with you.
Hey, Christian, congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
There are a lot of guys in the NFL who started on special teams. Whoop, hit my ring on the table. A lot of guys that have started on special teams and kind of worked their way up on defense. And I'm just curious, how has that factored into your mentality and the way you've played the game because you've kind of grown your game into the defensive side of things?
Yeah, like you said, just especially too being undrafted, kind of just my journey as a whole hasn't necessarily been the easiest, but it's been worth it, and I think it's given me just perspective on all different types of roles on the team, and just excited to see what my role is going to be here, and just play to the best of my ability. So.
You played with Bobby in Los Angeles. Have you guys linked up since you both signed or both agreed to the deal? And what type of player is he, and how do you guys complement each other in that front seven?
Right. Yeah, it's going to be nice to have some familiar faces, and obviously Ashawn too. But good to have Bobby back in front of me, and he's a monster. He's so strong. He's big, and he's aggressive, and I'm excited to still have him in front of me and get to meet some of my new teammates and just kind of go from there.
All right, we'll go to Joe, followed by David.
Hey, Christian, congrats on the contract.
Thank you.
Also, following up on that LA theme, and I know he wasn't a coordinator at the time, but what sorts of interactions did you have with EJ, and had y'all stayed in any kind of touch?
Yeah, Coach E was there my first 2 years together, so yeah, he was the safeties coach and I was a linebacker, so we spent a lot of time together in those back seven meetings, and excited to grow our relationship even more now that maybe have a little bit more time together one-on-one and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's like I said earlier, it's nice to have some familiar faces in a new spot. And I think that'll be really good for everybody, and just kind of going from there.
Your thoughts on the scheme and your place in it, have they defined a role for you?
No, it's my first day here, so I'm just excited to be in the building. We got time to figure that out later. So, but the scheme it's what I've been involved with for 5 years now. So it's something I'm comfortable with, but ready to grow in whatever role that is, and kind of whatever nuances they have going on over here. So.
Hey, Christian, David Newton, ESPN.com. Congrats on the contract.
Thank you.
Wanted to go a little bit on the scheme thing, too. I mean, they brought in a ton of players. This defense ranked, as you easily know, the last in NFL last year in a lot of categories. What are your thoughts on just the pieces they've been bringing in, and how much that could possibly change things? How long will it take to get that chemistry that you guys need to have to turn things around?
Yeah, I think OTAs are going to be huge for us, just kind of getting that familiarity with everybody and kind of just getting on the same page. And we got a long time to figure it out. We're not going to figure it out the first day. The second day, it's going to be a lot of days of work. It's not going to be easy, but I'm excited to meet everybody, kind of get on the same page schematically, and just build relationships with those guys too.
Yeah. And you mentioned Bobby being in front of you. I mean, he's a huge guy. I mean, known for just almost a human wall up there, it looks like, and sometimes. And this team really struggled with that part of the game last year. What about him you think can translate into a better run defense?
Yeah, I mean, the scheme obviously is going to help just with him being in it for 4 years, and he's, like you said, he's a big body that's athletic. He can move better than I don't know how much he weighs, but he can move better than a lot of guys that weigh that same weight. So I'm just excited to see him in this new role and kind of get a new start together and kind of roll with that.
And I got to ask you, where the Exploding Flower nickname? Tell us about that.
I have no idea. I heard it started on ESPN, so maybe you have a little more insight to that than I do. I honestly have no clue.
Okay, when did that happen? When did the people start using that? I mean, that's.
I think it was yesterday, to be honest with you.
Oh.
I haven't heard it before yesterday, so.
Really?
Yeah.
It's in your bio, so.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to do some research on that.
Okay.
I hope it's a good thing. I mean, I think it is, so we'll see.
It sounded pretty specific, so I was just curious, like, anything from your past that.
Yeah,
was
no, nothing, nothing I can think of, so.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep.
All right, we have time for a couple more, so we will move over to Mike K.
Hey Christian, you know, you're not known as like, I mean, I guess the exploding flower to you, but you had a pretty explosive like number of tackles last year in a short time. What kind of went into that when you got moved in the starting lineup? And how do you feel you are as a read and react linebacker?
Yeah, I've been blessed to have some great coaches around me that have really helped me along the way and just making the most of my opportunities, staying healthy. And yeah, the read and react thing, I think that's just being comfortable in the defense you're in. The less you're thinking out there, the more you can kind of make those quick decisions. So I'm excited to be kind of in that same scheme, or hopefully I can just build on that and just help this team win however I can.
Any other questions for Christian? All good? All right. Thanks so much, Christian. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much.